Hey yogis, welcome to Vinyasa and Vines. Today I'm going to take you through a 30-minute heart-opening yoga practice. Let's begin by finding a comfortable seat on our mat and closing our eyes. Let's take this time at the beginning of our practice to focus in on the breath. No matter what exterior forces are distracting you right now, come back to your breath. As we prepare to embark on this journey of love and compassion through heart-opening postures, remind yourself to be gentle to yourself. If you feel any discomfort at any time during any of the poses, honor your body, and you can always return to an easy child's pose. Remember, the way that we treat ourselves and speak to ourselves sets the tone for how we interact with the world around us. So perhaps you've been struggling with self-esteem or self-love. Take this opportunity to be kind and accepting of yourself. Take a few more breaths here. Slowly begin to blink open your eyes. Let's take a few neck rolls here. Drop your right ear over to the right. And then a half moon circle over to the left. Move with your own breath. Work out any kinks that you might feel. One more round here, over to the left. And then come back up to center. Let's take a seated twist. So inhale, arms rise, gaze shifts up. Exhale, right arm drops to your left knee. Left hand goes behind you for support. As you inhale, think about shining your heart forward. And as you exhale, go deeper into the twist. One more breath cycle here. Exhale, come back to center. Let's do that on the other side. Inhale, arms rise. Gaze shifts upwards. Become long through your spine. Exhale, right hand comes to your right knee. Left hand comes behind you for support. Shining your heart forward. Radiating all the love that you have. Exhale to release and come back to center. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Inhaling love. Exhaling compassion. Let's come into child's pose. Big toes together, knees as wide apart as you would like. Before you bend and fold forward, think about creating length through your spine, and then keeping that length through your spine, walk your hands forward and melt your chest and your forehead down to the mat. If you're working with affirmations today, a good affirmation for this practice is, I love and accept myself how I am. I love and accept myself how I am. It's really difficult practicing yoga with pets. It's even more difficult, oh, I love you, teaching yoga with pets. Inhale, press into your palms and come forward and lower yourself all the way down. Walk your hands back in line with your ribs and then walk them out. On an inhale, press into the tops of the feet, lift the upper body up into baby cobra. Exhale brings you back down. Inhale lifts you back up. Exhale back down. One more. Inhale, press into the top of the feet. Push your pelvis into the mat. Using upper body strength only. Exhale, release. Walk your hands back in line with your rib cage. Push into the mat. Head, neck, and chest lifts up as your pelvis pushes down into the mat for your cobra pose. Think about pulling your heart center forward and up. Exhale, release. Reach your hands back behind you, and on an inhale, you're going to lift your chest off the ground using upper body strength. Inhale. Gaze shifts forward. You don't have to go too far here, but think about shining your chest and your heart center forward. When you're ready, the feet come up as well. Point into your toes. Ground your pelvis into your mat. One more big inhale here. Exhale to release. Push back into tabletop position. We'll take a few rounds of cat and cow here. Cat and cow is a great way to warm up your spine before any yoga practice. It's also a wonderful heart opener. As you inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, tailbone up, heart shines forward. Exhale, round chin to chest. Inhale. And exhale. Take a few more rounds here with your own breath. On your last round, come back to a neutral spine. Inhale. Exhale as you walk your hands forward to puppy pose. Thanks, Grace. You're a great help.
Hips stay over your knees. Tops of your feet stay pushing down into your mat. Think about pulling your lower belly into your spine. Whatever arm variation here you would like, you can have elbows lifted, elbows planted on the ground, or you can bring both palms together to touch and bring your thumbs behind your head for your reverse prayer. Melt the heart down towards the mat. Big opening through the chest here. Exhale. Release whatever arm variation. Walk your hands back in and come back into tabletop position. So from tabletop position, I want you to step your left leg back behind you. Roll to the inside of that left foot, and we're going to come into our modified side plank. Right arm rises. You can look down at the mat to help with your balance, or if it's okay for your balance and for your head and neck, you can shift your gaze up toward your thumb as your heart shines forward. You can stay here, or we can come into our side plank half bow variation. Activate through your glutes and lift that left leg up. Reach your left arm back behind you and grab a hold of your left foot. Push that foot into your palm. One more breath here. Exhale, release back to tabletop pose. On an inhale, left leg rises. Drop the belly, lift the gaze. We're coming into Anjali Asana, our low lunge. Exhale, knee to nose. Step the foot forward, plant the foot between your palms. Press into both feet and raise up to your crescent lunge. Exhale, cactus arms. Open up that chest. Squeeze your shoulder blades back behind you. Exhale, forearms come together, chin to chest. Inhale, arms open back up. Exhale, forearms come together, chin to chest, round. Inhale, last one. Exhale, frame your front foot. Step the left foot back. We're coming into our first downward facing dog. Hips go up and back. Paddle the feet out. So since we're working on opening up our heart and focusing on self-love, don't worry too much if your heels aren't touching the ground. I want you to think about drawing your tailbone up to the sky and pushing your chest towards your thighs. Exhale, knees come down, back to tabletop position. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Let's do that little sequence on the other side. So this time, right leg steps back. Roll to the inner edge of that right foot. Keep your gaze down at the mat as you lift your right arm up, chest shining forward for our modified side plank, Vashisthasana. If you want to challenge your balance, shift your gaze up towards your thumb. And if you did it on the other side, we're going to take our half bow variation. Inhale, activate into the glutes. And reach back and grab that right leg with your right hand. Chest and gaze shining upwards. Exhale to release. Downward facing dog. Walk the palms forward, tuck the toes under, hips go up and back. Paddle it out here in downward dog. From here, we won't be taking any vinyasas in this class, but if you would like to, now's your opportunity to move forward into plank. Take the heart opener of your choice. Meet us back in downward dog. Right leg rises. We're coming into warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, plant the palm forward. Back foot comes at about a 45-degree angle. Bend into your right knee. And with your chest shining forward, pull your left hip forward to the top of the mat. Arms rise. Clasp both of your hands behind your lower back. Inhale to create length. And exhale to fold forward over your front leg into your humble warrior. Knuckles reaching up to the sky. Chest pulling down to the ground. From humble warrior, you're just going to turn your toes of your right foot parallel to the mat. And you're going to take your wide-legged forward fold, arms clasped. Heart drawing down to the mat. Exhale, release your palms to the ground. We're going to come into a twist here. So walk your hands forward so that you have a flat back. Place your left palm under your chest. Right arm reaches up to the sky. Chest shining towards the front of your mat. Exhale, switch hands. Right hand takes the place of the left. Left hand reaches up to the sky. Shift your gaze upwards if it's okay for your neck. Exhale, release. Walk the hands forward and come back into your downward facing dog. We'll do that sequence on the other side. If you want to take your vinyasa here, now's your opportunity. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, step the left leg forward between the palms. Plant the back foot down at a 45-degree angle and rise up to Virabhadrasana 2. My bad, Virabhadrasana 1. So now is an opportunity to not be so hard on yourself when you make a mistake. I need to be reminded of that a lot. From Vira 1, clasp your hands the more unusual way. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, dive forward. Knuckles and chest pulling away from each other. We'll take our wide-legged forward fold on the opposite side. This time, plant your hands. Turn your left foot parallel to the mat and fold. Take whatever arm variation here you would like. Exhale, walk the palms forward. Step the left foot back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg rises. Three-legged dog, bend the knee, open up the hip. We're coming into warrior two. Step the right foot forward between the palms. Spin the left foot parallel to the back of the mat. Arms reach out parallel to the ground, gazes forward. Hips are parallel to the long edge of your mat. Thigh is parallel to the mat. Knee over your ankle. From here, we're going to come into Vira 3, Warrior 3. Hands at the heart. Kick off with your right foot. Activate into your glutes. Left leg rises parallel to the mat. Heart shining forward. Activate through the leg. Lift up through the knee. Upper body should be no more than parallel to the ground. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Let's take a cleansing breath here, in through the nose. Let's do that on the other side. Inhale, left leg rises, three-legged dog. Bend into the knee, open up the hip. You're still pressing your chest toward your thigh. Exhale, step the left foot forward, spin the right foot parallel. Extend your arms as you come up into warrior two. Find strength through your legs here. Press evenly into both feet. Inhale, hands at the heart. We're coming into Vira 3. Kick off with your right foot. Put weight into your left leg. Ground down through all four corners of the feet as your upper body tilts forward and you activate into your glutes to lift that right leg. Hip is rotating down. Lift up through your knee. Pull your heart forward. Exhale to release. Inhale, palms come together to touch. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to downward facing dog. Excuse me. Our last downward facing dog. So take whatever movements are necessary for you here. Let's bring our knees down to the ground and we'll come into child's pose. Big toes together, knees as wide as you would like them. Walk the hands forward as you melt your chest down. How have you shown yourself love today through this practice? How will you carry that feeling of self-love with you off the mat today? Inhale, shift forward into Sphinx. Elbows under your shoulder, forearms flat on the ground. Chest is reaching up and out. Think about spinning your tailbone down towards your heels
and squeezing your shoulder blades down and back. Press into your forearms to lift yourself up. And we're just going to come to lay down flat on our backs. From here, we're going to take our reclined butterfly fold. Soles of the feet come together to touch. Bring your heels in as close or out as far as you would like as you let your knees relax fully and drop down. And I'm just placing one hand on top of the other over my heart center. If you need to place a blanket or a block under your knees for comfort, that is fine as well. I want you to feel your heartbeat. And focus in on your breath. Any negative thoughts you may have about yourself, try to replace them with kind words. Inhale, use your hands to lift up your knees. And go ahead and walk your feet out. Take up as much space as you like as you come into Shavasana, our final resting pose. Think about all of the love that you have to give to yourself and to others, shining this bright green radiant light from your heart center. Every breath you take in makes that light brighter. Think about how you might feel differently towards yourself after our practice. Think about the ways that you can incorporate treating yourself more kindly and how that can affect the way you treat others. Start to add some movement back into your body, maybe wiggling through your fingers or your toes, maybe petting an animal that's close to you. Reach your arms up overhead, big stretch. Slowly roll over to one side and come to take a seat. Thank you so much, yogis, for joining me in this practice of self-love and this journey of how we see and feel about ourselves. I can't wait to practice with you again. Please come back to my channel for more pose tutorials and everyday practices. Find us on Facebook and become part of our community. Grow with the flow. Thank you, yogis. Namaste.